Reba McEntire, the undisputed queen of country music, has brought a secret weapon to the studio that is as startling as it is ingenious. This weapon arrives in the glittering high-stakes world of The Voice Season 28, where vocal pyrotechnics and emotive performances reign supreme. A little old notebook can be found tucked away behind her instantly recognizable red chair, where it is concealed from the cameras and the suspicious eyes of the contestants. The notebook is not just any notebook. It is Reba's Melody Mender, a hand-bound leather diary that is crammed with decades of songwriting wisdom, advice for vocal coaching, and personal mantras that she has used to steer her own career and now her team. This seemingly insignificant instrument, which has never been disclosed on broadcast, is her competitive advantage in transforming undiscovered talent into chart-topping stars, and it is igniting a creative revolution within the studio. Imagine anything like this. The set of The Voice is a swirl of lights, tension, and expectation. As the coaches John Legend, Michael Bublé, Snoop Dogg, and Reba get ready for the competition, the contestants make their way backstage while taking lyric sheets in their hands. With her signature warmth and blazing red hair, Reba sits calm, her southern charm concealing a razor-sharp competitive streak. Her hair is fiery red. Reba's strength, however, resides in that notebook, which is a relic of her Oklahoma heritage and her 40-year career. While her colleagues' coaches rely on personality, industry connections, or flashy promises, Reba puts her strength in that notebook. There are scrawled chords, vocal warm-up exercises, and candid advice such as sing like you're telling a secret to your best friend, or own the stage, but let the song own you. It is full of all of these things. Her journey from rodeo barrel racing to selling over 75 million records is distilled into each page of this book, which serves as a lesson with each page. The Melody Mender made its initial appearance in Reba's arsenal during her first season as a coach, which was season 24. However, it was not until season 28, which began airing in 2025, that members of her team began to talk about its legendary status. It is being discussed among the contestants as if it were Excalibur. During rehearsals, she pulled out this little book and read me a line about finding the heart note in a melody. One singer recalls, "She was very interested in the subject matter. How I sung everything was altered as a result. That guidance from the heart note, a treasure from the year 1983, when Reba was working on the recording of My Kind of Country, and a producer advised her to locate the single note that embodies the essence of a song. She took notes on it, and now her mentees find it to be of the utmost importance. The notebook is so useful because it combines creativity and pragmatism, which is what makes it so effective." There is a section that is devoted to vocal health, which includes cures such as honey ginger tea for strained chords. Reba has been singing in dusty honky-tonks for many years, and she swears by this certain recipe. On a different page, there is a list of storytelling triggers, which are cues that are designed to assist vocalists in emotionally connecting with songs. For example, one could imagine the song as a letter to a love that has been lost. There is also a humorous list of stage daunts, which includes the phrase, "Never turn your back to the crowd unless it's for drama." Reba has experienced everything, from unsuccessful performances to successful comebacks, and her notebook serves as a guide for determining how to avoid potential problems. While she was participating in blind auditions, she was seen flipping through it and circling advice that were specifically matched to each contestant's style, whether they were a twangy crooner or a soulful belter. In its own right, the Melody Mender is a device that can be used for creative storytelling. Consider a hypothetical scenario in which Reba's chair becomes immobile in the middle of its spin during a blind audition. While technicians are swarming around, she calmly pulls out the notebook and reads out loud to a candidate who is starting to feel anxious. They catch a glimpse, and all of a sudden, the internet is ablaze with speculation about what might have happened. The question, "What's in Reba's book?" is becoming increasingly popular, and fans are speculating that it might be anything from a spell book to a list of the greatest dive bars in Nashville. To be more specific, it is her coaching philosophy that has been crystallized. Technique meets heart. She makes use of it to devise individualized strategies, such as instructing a timid indie rocker to channel Patsy Cline's grit, or when she was a starving artist living on sofas in Nashville in the late 1970s. She was the beginning of this situation. The songwriter Harlan Howard, who served as her mentor, presented her with a blank journal and instructed her to write down what works, what hurts, and what heals. In a careful manner, she did. Over the course of its existence, it has been smudged with mascara tears, stained with coffee, and dog-eared from the several tours that it has gone on. She wrote a note to herself in 1990, after the release of Rumor Has It, in which she reminded herself to breathe through the high notes. Additionally, in the year 2001, after surviving a plane catastrophe that resulted in the death of her band, she wrote, "Sing for them." It is not merely a coaching tool. Rather, is a time capsule representing resiliency. In the 28th season, the Melody Mender has been responsible for a number of brilliant moments. Take, for example, Mia Johnson, a candidate from Tulsa who is 19 years old and has a voice that is as smooth as velvet, but a stage persona that is as rigid as a board. By turning to a page with the headline "Own the Room," Reba instructed her to see the stage as a campfire, and the audience as a group of friends who were waiting for a story to be told. A 4-chair turn was awarded to Mia for her outstanding performance of "Stand By Your Man," and Reba's smile provided a hint about the transformative power of the notebook. During the practices, another vocalist named Javier Ruiz had difficulty with his pitch levels. A vocal exercise that Reba picked from the book, which consisted of humming scales while tapping a rhythm on his knee, was what allowed him to regain control. As he navigated through the conflicts, he attributed his success to Reba's little book of miracles. The fact that the notebook is kept a secret contributes to its air of mystery. To ensure that it is not captured by the cameras of NBC, Reba conceals it in a pocket that is concealed beneath her chair. How come? "It's nothing to do with me," she says with a wink. "It's like having someone read my diary." On the other hand, she is not above being cryptic. When she is in the middle of a coaching session, she will say, "Let me check my notes," and then she will whip out the Melody Mender and turn to a page that appears to have the precise guidance that is required. Her rivals, such as Snoop Dogg, make jokes about taking it, but Reba is quick to respond with a remark that goes something like this: "You'd need a lasso and a prayer to get this." Let's get imaginative and come up with a what-if scenario. Imagine that the notebook vanishes in the middle of the season. The candidates are in a state of terror, convinced that their guide has lost her edge, and the set dissolves into mayhem. Reba, who is unaffected by the situation, admits that she has memorized every page, but she utilizes the experience to teach her colleagues a valuable lesson. The real tool is in you, not a book. As the program draws to a close, she performs a live rendition of the Melody Mender, during which she gives her colleagues advice while they frantically scribble, so transforming a crisis into a moment of teamwork. The internet is flooded with memes, and Reba's team wins the championship game, demonstrating that her knowledge is not limited to a single thing of material value. Additionally, the Melody Mender is a reflection of Reba's more widespread influence on The Voice. Mentoring artists from a wide range of genres, she is a bridge between the past and the future of the country at the age of 70. Her notebook, which contains a combination of traditional knowledge and universal truths, is a reflection of that job. This is not about gimmicks. Rather, it is about authenticity, which is something that Reba has been a strong advocate for ever since she began covering Merle Haggard. With statements such as "Reba's coaching is like a warm hug and a kick in the pants at the same time," fans have expressed their complete and utter satisfaction with her approach. The adaptability of the notebook is demonstrated by the fact that her team includes rockers, soul singers, and even a rapper. This allows her to adapt her country roots to any style. Despite the progression of season 28, the Melody Mender continues to be Reba's secret weapon. Not only is it a notepad, but it is also a legacy and a monument to a woman who has endured the storms that Nashville has to offer and emerged as a legend. Whether it's a piece of advice on how to manage your breath or a reminder to sing like nobody's watching, it's helping to shape the next generation of stars on The Voice. And you never know. Perhaps one day, Reba will hand it over to a protege, so allowing the melody mender to serve as a mentor to a subsequent generation.